So as you can see, I'm on a website right here. It is called tricolors.com. I will put a link in the description to it if you feel like looking at this website. I haven't really gone through any of the tabs, but you can do that if you feel like it. But the prime colors of colors, or the color wheel, is yellow, red, and blue. So these are essentially the colors that are kind of like the baseline for everything. Everything else that kind of intertwines in the visible light spectrum. So if we mix yellow and blue, we should get the color green. So this is a nice green color that is generated. And this would be the 6 ball. But here's where my point stands. If you have the color yellow, the color green, no, I'm sorry, the color yellow, the color blue, and the color red, those are the three primary colors. And those are the first 3 balls in pool. So essentially, here's how this goes is when you mix yellow and red together, it makes orange, which would be, the 5 ball. If you mix red and blue together, red and blue together, it makes purple, which is the 4 ball. So the second 3 balls are the next colors, are 2 colors combined together. The 4, 5, and 6 ball are those other colors with 50% of each color. And that's just basically how that was set up, essentially. And the 7 ball's kind of a weird one. So the colors of pool, there is a distinction, and each set can kind of vary, and it's been stylized over time. But the original pool ball sets, well, this is where it gets interesting. So as you can see, the yellow, blue, and red ball are the first 3 balls in the pool set. But what's also interesting is yellow, blue, and red are also the prime colors of the color spectrum, which means they are the colors that can't be made from other colors. They're only distinct from themselves. And then the 4, 5, and 6 ball is interesting because the 4, 5, and 6 ball are a combination of yellow, blue, and red. And those are prime colors mixed together. So yellow and red make orange, which would be the 5 ball. Blue and red make purple, which is the 4 ball. And yellow and blue make 6, which is the green ball. So the next 3 balls are those 2 colors from the prime colors being made, and I already said that, but I just think that's interesting of a point to make out. And the 7 ball is kind of a weird one because it's interesting because it's all 3 of the colors combined together. And that is kind of the center point. So the 7 ball's kind of special in the fact that it is kind of on its own thing, and it's not like the other balls. And each ball has kind of their own way of expressing that. They're all colors that we're all familiar with, all the basic colors. And each striped ball, this is the same color of the corresponding balls, which is the solid balls. But here's where it also gets interesting. I haven't at all mentioned the 8 ball at all. But the 8 ball is black because it represents all colors together, not just the primary colors, but if you mixed all 7 of the colors together, which makes black. And the cue ball represents no colors, which is no colors at all together, the ball you shoot with. So I found that very interesting when I was researching about this. But also, there is a certain distinct pattern that is being played by. So each ball is 8 more than the corresponding ball. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. But what's also interesting is 9 minus 1 equals 8, which would be the 8 ball, and the 8 ball is directly in the middle of the solid balls and the striped balls. So it's its own property. And this goes for every other ball. 10 minus 2 equals 8. 11 minus 3 equals 8. 4 minus 12 equals 8, and so on and so forth. And that's basically how that all works. So I thought it was interesting about the history of pool. I could probably dive into that in a later time. But if you were wondering why the pool balls are the colors they are, well, now you're informed about it. I hope it made your day, and I hope it was something that you could look back on and be like, huh, that's interesting. So, peace out.